Good morning, everyone. It's Michelle Lloyd here, founder of United Art Space. I go live every Monday to give you some motivation and inspiration to get you through the week. And this week is a crazy week because for some who celebrate Christmas, it's Christmas time, and it can be a weird time, upsetting time, but also a really happy time for some. So I just find it a really, really strange time of year. And so hopping on today to just do the it won't be the last one of the year actually, because I'm planning on going live next Monday, so we'll have one more actually after this for 2020. But I wanted to come on today and just talk about how this year has been so crazy, and I wanted to share something that I've been doing as part of the Best Year Yet prep. So if you haven't heard what that is yet, it's a workshop that I am running in January to really help you get clear on what you want from 2021 and beyond. So it's not just about next year, but it's really about designing your own life. And I'm going to share with you the steps that I use every year, and I have done for the last 4 or 5 years. I think this might be the 5th time I've done it. I need to figure that out. I'm not very good with time. And I do this process every year to really get clear on what I need to focus on in the next coming year. So it really helps with planning, but it also helps with stepping out of your comfort zone, doing things that feel nerve-wracking, and maybe that you're holding yourself back. It's a really, really amazing exercise, because what it does is it helps you reflect on, what you feel, what you want. Are you getting in your own way? And it's especially written for artists who want to make art their living. That's what I love helping people do. So part of the workshops, you might not have started the prep yet. If you haven't signed up, there's a link somewhere up there, and I will pop it in the comments right now. But yeah, so you might not have started the prep yet, which is absolutely fine. I release it early because of this reason, because we're so busy. And I find that the prep work takes a little time to think and contemplate. It's not something, you can do it in 2 hours, but it is something that you sit and contemplate, and things will come to you and you'll go back to it. So I release it, and even if you can just glance over it just to start, as you're wrapping presents or as you're cleaning the house or whatever, you'll start to just, in the back of your mind, start to think about the things that I'm asking you inside the prep. One of the things is your word for next year, which I love having an anchor for my year. I like having a word that sums up what I want from 2021. And the great thing is, this stuff isn't set in stone, it's flexible. Like what we have seen from this year, we all did the planning in January just gone, and our plans were out of the window because of the pandemic. But what this exercise will teach you is how to be fluid, how to change and adapt, because Make Your Best Year Yet is all about having a destination. And it's not necessarily about getting to the destination, it's about the journey. It's about having flags in the ground that take you in a direction, that teach you and show you opportunities along the way. So lots of people inside our membership who had success this year have done just that. They had a direction. They've gone into 2020 with a plan, and the plan went out the window, but they adapted and they went on their journey in a different way. But things have really paid off for some. For others, it's not, because everyone's different, aren't they? But for some, I'm talking for myself here. I had my kids at home. I had to homeschool. Then there's all the things of not seeing people and the fear around going out, and what does that mean? Are we putting people at risk? So, for some, it's been just so overwhelming that people have just had to stop and take a step back. So whatever you did this year, it's fine. Whatever you did to get through the year, as far as I'm concerned, this is what I'm saying to myself. I did what I had to do. And it's about being kind to yourself. But part of the prep is about reflecting. And I'm really enjoying this process, because as I've been going through the prep work, one thing that I've noticed is that some of my habits that I formed, and this is something I'm going to teach you inside the workshops as well, is how to form habits. For example, when I was reflecting back recently, I realized that I haven't read a book this year, not one book. And I usually have one book on the go all the time. And I hadn't even realized that I hadn't read a book, as crazy as that sounds, until I sat and did the prep. Now, it might seem insignificant, but it is significant to me. I thought that's it's my little downtime. It's the time that I have that just switches everything off. But also I learn. I love reading and I love learning. So I always read books that are feeding me in some way. And I haven't read one. And so what the prep work does is not only highlights things that maybe have gone out of the window this year, but it helps you realize why that's happened and what you can do about it if it's important to you and you want to bring it back in 2021. It starts to help you put it on the radar. So, for example, me with the reading the book, I realized that I hadn't read a book this year, and I was like, why? And obviously I know it's because we've had a crazy year. But what I realized when I really thought about it was that my reading time was when I picked my children up from school. Now, you can't get parked in the car park unless you get there 40 minutes before pickup. This was before the pandemic. So I used to get there 40 minutes before, park up in the car park and take my book. And then I would have a good 40 minutes, at least half an hour to read. And I used to sit in the car by myself, just reading the book. It was amazing. Then when COVID hit and the pandemic hit, obviously I was homeschooling. So that was my book time out of the window. I didn't get to read. And then when the kids did go back to school, we have allocated drop-off times where you literally drop them off, get out the car, go back, and you've got to get out the car park as fast as you can because the next load of parents are coming in. So, just that small change in my life has meant that I haven't read a book this year. And so it made me realize that there's probably things happening in your life as well, that it could be art making. Maybe you were making art and now you haven't had time to make because things have just changed. Your life has changed. And through this year, there was a lot of change that we've had to deal with. And so that's why I'm excited to run these workshops, because what we're going to do is embrace that change and go, okay, now this is my life. This is how I have to live. So I've had to stop doing these things, but they're really important to me. How am I going to bring them into 2021? So that's what we're going to do when we do these workshops in January. And so as you go through that prep work, I would just encourage you to really think about things that maybe you didn't get done this year, or little things like that, like reading or whatever it is. There's been a lot for me that I haven't done that I usually do. And it's been a really strange year because I've had lots and lots of success and I've really loved some areas of my life, and I've got to spend more time with my kids, and I've got really involved inside the Hub membership this year in terms of planning how I can make it easier. I've invested in a search feature which we're just about to roll out, and really I've had time to think about how people use the Hub membership and to take them through a roadmap that we're making interactive. So if this pandemic hadn't hit, I wouldn't have been able to have got really deep into the Hub this year like I have. But on the flip side, lots and lots of things have been sacrificed because of that. So it's interesting because I'm so grateful in some respects, and then in others it's painful, and some things are more painful than others. Like the book I can deal with, but family and only seeing my nan just once this year, that's taken me time to just process. And even that, it's good to bring to the surface and think, right, even though we feel that life is out of control and we don't know what's around the corner, we still have the power to change the way we react to things, and also plant the seed for what we want. And inside the membership, I've worked with artists this year that have had their best year yet financially, not just in terms of financials. We've had some people that have just really stepped into being an artist. And I had a lovely message today from somebody who said, I joined the Hub membership and I've sat behind the scenes I have had, oh my gosh, I think it was they've lost 4 people this year and gone through so much pain and turmoil. But the hub membership that we run just kept them going. And now just made some commissions and has started to embrace being an artist. And, you know, that was massive. And it is massive. And we all have our own version and definition of what success is for us, you know. So for some it is making a living, but for some it is that step, you know, that step of saying I'm an artist and getting their first commission. And she wrote to me today saying the commission was from a non-family or friend, and it just felt like validation. It was so amazing. So but what I will say, and we'll talk about this when we run the workshops, is that right now the arts is having a massive boom because there are lots of people that have more disposable income, and sometimes when we're not in that stage ourselves, it can be hard to see because we're filled with fear about the world. But there is a massive proportion of people that have been decorating their homes. They're not going out spending money on commuting, on meals, and they have more disposable income to spend on things, luxury items like the arts. And people are craving that connection. So what we want to do in the workshops is get you really, really excited about next year and the potential and the opportunities, and set you off in a direction so that you can embark on your journey. So for now, we're just reflecting. So think about anything that's slipped this year, habits that might have slipped, things that are really important that you think, yeah, I'd like to carry that forward into 2021. Or maybe there's something you want to leave behind. Maybe there's something that you've started doing that you don't want to do anymore. We're really weird creatures, I think, that sometimes you can form a habit without even realizing. It might be going to bed really, really late. It might be, it can be anything. And you've just suddenly found yourself in that habit, you know? So really contemplate when you're doing that prep work as well. What do I want to let go of, and what do I want to bring forwards? It's a really, really, really powerful exercise, becoming really, really self-aware. So that's it for today. I just wanted to share that with you. I'm going to check the comments now and see if anyone has any questions. And I've left the link if you haven't signed up already. And I can't wait to get started. I am so excited about these workshops. I think I've chosen my word. I'm not sure yet. I'm still letting it simmer around in my head. I've done my planning on my calendar. And so my next steps now are doing my vision board. I'm going to start creating a brand new vision board. So hopefully I have a friend coming in to do a session with us as well on vision boarding. She's like a pro vision boarder. So we're just in talks at the moment about doing a free workshop and a free session to help you with that. So again, that's part of the prep. And it's going to be exciting. So also, before I dive into the comments, I just want to say, for those who celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, as bizarre and weird as it will be this year. For those that don't, I hope you have a wonderful holiday if you're taking any time off. And I just also want to say that I know and appreciate how Christmas can be just a really, really sad time for some people. So I'm sending everyone a big, massive hug and love and support through the screen. And yeah, wishing you all the very best. But I will be back before we finish the year. So I'm going to come back next Monday and we'll do a little end of the year live for those who are around. And I'm going to check the comments now. Lottie's here. Hello. Lisbeth tuning in from Holland. Francesca, hello. Katie, Maribel. Hello, Les. Marita's here. Hello. Oh, Joe. I really miss being able to join the lives. It's nice to have you. Angela, hello. Colin. Yes, I can see everyone's name because this is on Facebook page. It's public. It's only in the groups that are protected through privacy that I can't see your name. So yeah, I can see it. Thank you. Sinead's tuning in from Ireland. Felt so out of touch. Need to get started on the prep. Yes. Love it. My word is going to be connection. I think my word is going to be branch. I'm still percolating that, but yeah, I feel like I feel like I just focus this year, which was amazing. And now I'm going into a stage of branching out into different things. So, for example, my book, merchandise that we're selling, and I've been asked to be a guest on so many platforms this year, and I always say no because I'm always so focused on I just want to get the hub where I want it to be. And the hub is starting to get to the place now where I want it to be. There's just a few things that I want to sort out in terms of the roadmap and making it so easy for people to just know what stage they're at and tick things off. And once I've got that nailed down, which is looking like it will be done in the next month or so, then I want to start time to branch out onto other people's platforms, doing talks, and my art as well, wherever it is. The kind of branching out. I always doodle and branching, and there's branches coming off each other, going in different directions. And I don't know, it just feels, I'm still processing what that actually means to me, this branching, and why that keeps coming up in my artwork, and this feeling of the branch leading that way and then something comes off that one. And then but it's so everywhere at the moment. I'm drawing it, I'm painting it. It feels like I'm ready to do that in terms of my life and my art. I've gone through some personal things as well this year, separating. She's still too hard to talk about. So it feels like I am branching personally as well into different directions. So maybe that's my word, branch. I would never ever have come up with that word. Jodie's tuning in from Australia. Jason's looking forward to getting involved. Yay. Oh, you're very welcome. Nice to have you here. Yay, reviewed the prep and have most of it done. Well done. You're even ahead of me. I love it. I must dig out my previous word. So this year, my word was truth. I wanted to be truthful to myself and really truthful in terms of what I want. And I felt like in previous years I wasn't. I was always trying to people please, and I was trying to just always doing things that I just didn't feel comfortable with. And then there were some hard decisions to make as well this year, and I thought I have to base these decisions on how I truthfully feel. So that was my word that carried me through the year, and it's really powerful because every time I came to make a decision, I just kept thinking truth. Am I being truthful with myself here? Really, really powerful. And I remember one of my words was freedom, and that word still carries on to this day. It's a really big word for me, freedom. That will be on my board, my vision board for sure. It's a word that carries through time and time again, and has done from years of feeling trapped. And oh gosh, in so many situations in my life, I felt imprisoned, either in relationships or in jobs. Oh gosh, I could sit here for hours and tell you all the stories about how I felt the opposite, trapped of, the opposite of freedom. So freedom is a big, massive word for me, and I love it because whenever I'm making my decisions, I always think, by doing this, am I giving myself more freedom, or is it taking my freedom away? And so I always have that word whizzing around as well. So, words, some people go, oh yeah, it's just so woo-woo. They can be so powerful in helping you just make the right decisions as well, and giving you that focus, because that's what we want to do. This part of the prep and the workshops is like getting everything out of our system, and then we rein it back in so that we can get focus on the right thing. And that's what's helped me get to where I am, because I have limited time. I've got kids which are downstairs, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to go in a minute. I bribed them with their tablets. And And so yeah, time is limited for all of us, isn't it? I guess in a way. So we want to make sure we're spending it on the right things. Oh, soggy Lincoln. I don't even know what. Oh, this morning I'm just going to share. This is what I'm like. I've got ADHD, and I got up this morning, and I was like, just jumped out of bed, and I went, "We're tidying the whole house." My kids were like, "Oh," and I am like, I'm all or nothing. And it was quite good that I had this live to stop me, because I'm like a machine. Once I'm like OCD on something, once I decide that we're tidying the whole house, I'm all or nothing. It's literally the whole house, top to bottom. Now I've just got all of my son's bedroom out. Now I'm in the middle of doing my daughter's bedroom. It got to 11 and I realised none of us had breakfast. I was like, oh, gosh, we need to eat. It was 11:15 when I realised that. Then I was like, right, I've got to go live. So when I leave here now, it will be full on tidy up mode. And I will be like an obsessed woman going tidying. It's so weird. So I haven't even looked outside today. Hello, Colin. Love the little painting on the easel. Thank you. It reminds me of the work of American early abstractionist Arthur Dove. Oh, I will go and look Arthur Dove up, because I'm in that mode of gathering at the moment. That's the other thing when we do the workshops. It's about your art, your life, and your finances. And Sharon does this every year, this time of year, reflecting back on your own art as well. And like Colin just said, you know, it's really time to start looking at other artists. I really love that. But that little painting there is actually taken from a picture of two people kind of spooning, and I'm fascinated with how the body just it kind of turns into the landscape. So for me, that's me exploring bodies, but also how it's turning into the landscape and mountains and hills. So yeah, it's a little work in progress, that one. But I'm liking how, you know, I'm still not sure now whether it's the landscape or whether they're bodies, and I love that. So I'm just sitting with that one for a while, but I'm going to write that name down, Arthur Dove. Thank you. I haven't done any painting for a while, for a few weeks. Oh, lovely. I'm drilling from Nigeria. I really missed this session. It's lovely to have you. Can I get past editions? Congrats and compliments of the season. Oh, thank you. Yes, you can watch all the replays. Just, I don't know how, but on my page, if you go to the United Art Space page, if you click somewhere, there'll be a button that says videos, and you'll see right back to when I first launched. I just found the very first video that I did. I found it this week, actually, going right back to 2016. So next year is our 5th birthday. 5 years I've been going live. I've been going live near enough every week for 5 years. That's a lot of talking. I mean, there have been spells where I haven't gone live, but I was going live before Facebook even introduced the live feature. I used to go live on Periscope, and then Facebook introduced the live, and I was kind of like, oh, they were one of the first people that went live on Facebook. So yeah, 5 years, cannot believe it. 5 years of talking. But also, my podcast is coming out in January, so you'll be able to download the podcast versions as well. So that'll be going live in January. That's part of me branching out now. Yes, you see, I did do the to-do list of what books I wanted to read. Yes, and it's a very good plan. And then my plans went out of the window. But yes, a very good tip. Thank you, June. Love it, Angela. Oh, I'm so glad. Yay. Lovely, Barbie. I also can look back, and yes, some real shit, but also I have done better than I would have thought in my business. Yeah, amazing. Oh, Lottie, the hub this year has honestly been my best year for my art, hasn't it? Just, I can't wait to see what 2021 brings. Lottie has flown and been an amazing story from making art that just was not fulfilling her anymore, to really being brave and courageous and making art that, you know, out of her comfort zone, totally new, and it just exploded. It's been incredible. Like over 60 commissions. Hello, Anna. I did the preparations. I love it. It just shows how important 2020 was for me. Gratitude. Thank you, Michelle, for the hub. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I'm just going to see if there's any more comments. Yeah, waking up and going to bed earlier. I hear you on that one. Oh, thank you, Paul. When do we start? Great question. So we start on the 7th of January. There will be a pop-up group that opens up before then, probably on the 2nd of January. So we can start, like, if people haven't done their prep, we can start on the 2nd, and I'll help just go through the prep as well. And I'll be going live to just go over all the things that we can do to get ready for the 7th when the workshops start. And the workshops will be on for 2 weeks. You've got plenty of time to digest what's going on. So I will send all of that in an email, and you should have had an email to say with a graphic to say what times they're on. So I will make sure that we send a reminder email out to everybody. And yes, thank you for all the lovely messages coming in from everyone saying Merry Christmas. There's just too many to read. There's so many. Thank you, everyone. It's so lovely. Oh, I like that, Jason. My word is change, and it's summed up in 5 changes in my life. Nice. My word is going to be brunch. Oh, you know, the captions change my wording so many times. The other day, it said in one of the captions, what did it say? It said that I said that I was talking about an artist's artwork, and it said this artist is a swear word, S-H-I-T. I didn't say that. I said something completely different, something really nice. It's so dodgy. These subtitles are so great, but it's causing us a big pain in the backside now, because we have to go through with a fine tooth comb checking everything in case I've said something inappropriate, which I didn't say, by the way. Oh, I just love all these messages. It's so lovely. Oh, I'm so glad that you joined, Annette, and I'm so glad that it's been such an amazing support, and so many people have said that as well. Thank you for being part of it, because it's the community that make it amazing. Oh, I like that. Roxanne's word is freedom. Yes, to create in all levels. Preeti is going to be feeling or visibility. Both good words. Sit with them for a while now and see, and there'll be one that just stands out. Oh, yes, Irene. Well, the art gets put to one side, and I know that feeling, because for me, it was put to one side for a long time, and it didn't bother me because my passion is helping other artists, and setting up the hub was my big drive. But then I was starting to miss my art, and what I found was I was trying to carve out too much time for my art. So I kept saying Fridays will be my art day. And I never stuck to it because it was too big a jump from nothing to one full day a week. And what I did was I carved out 2 hours this year. And what I did is I made it part of the studio session inside the hub membership. So I have to show up on a Friday and I have to make art. And so this is what I'm going to be teaching you in the workshops, is if there's something important, how you can make it non-negotiable, how you can carve out small little bits of time. And this is how I set United Art Space up. I had 0 time. I had a job. I had 2 small children who were aged, I think, 2 and 3 when I set up United Art Space. Juggling so much, and I was getting frustrated because I wanted to set up United Art Space, but I just couldn't because of time. And I started with 1 hour a week, and this is what I would teach you in the workshops. This is how I started United Art Space and got it to where I am now with this same framework. And it was non-negotiable time, and that's what we'll be doing in the workshops is carving out that non-negotiable time for you. And it might just be that hour, which it seems insignificant, but now my hour has turned into near enough a full-time job. I still, you know, I pick the kids up and I have afternoons off, but this is what it's given me, is the flexibility to work when I want to work. And that's something that I did intentionally. So this is why I'm passionate about sharing these workshops, because I loved this idea of being able to design my own life, and I never really, part of me just didn't believe that it was real or possible. And I thought, but what have I got to lose? I'm just going to go for it anyway. And it is possible, because if I can do it, anyone can. So, and it starts with those little tiny steps, little tiny steps. I love how you're all loving the words, everyone. Art journaling. Yes, absolutely. In fact, we've got a Kickstart Your Art challenge in February, and, you know, art journaling comes into that. Yeah, thank you, Jason. Yeah, and I like, of course, you've just hit the nail on the head as well with the growth. It is about growing. Yeah, you know what? I didn't even contemplate that part of it, but it is, you know, when things are branching, they're growing. Sorry, I know that sounds really obvious. This is what I mean about the prep, though. You know, some things are obvious, but when we're cluttered with things we've got to do, and I've got to do this and I've got to do that, you know, sometimes we can't see the obvious things that are staring us in the face like that. I've obviously contemplated it before, but not in terms of my word. I'm trying to justify that now. I love it. You've all been so kind, sharing all the love. I love it. Oh, more. I like it. Right, guys, I'm going to head off. And so, oh, Jason, let me just read this before I go. I cannot wait to share how art has seen me in my darkest times, and how moving forward the picture is becoming more beautiful. Oh, you're going to make me cry. Art for me is more than colour. To me, it's an expression. Yeah, I totally hear you on that, Jason, because I came to art from a dark place. And it is what saved me. And that's why I'm so passionate about doing what I do, because I just want people, first of all, making art. And that's just why I set United Art Space up, because I just wanted to get people together making. And then it grew into making a living and helping people, you know, start to earn money from doing what they love. And it's branched into what it is today. That started with just making art in the first place. And I was thinking back this week, like, what do I want people to do? And it's like, just make art in the first place, just make it, because it starts there. Everything starts with that making. So, and when you take it back to that, it just, yeah, it just, you know, it's so meaningful. So have a wonderful Christmas. And again, if you don't, because I know not everyone does celebrate Christmas, if you don't, or maybe you do celebrate it, but it's going to be a crappy one this year for you, just know we're all here. We have a lovely community, and just check in with us anytime you're feeling a bit wobbly. And lots of amazing stuff coming next year. But like I say, I'll do another live session next year before the year ends, so we can talk about that next week. So guys, I don't want to go. Anyway, I must go. So have a lovely week, everybody, and I'll be back next Monday. Take care, sending so much love around the world, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye.